Spirit of God in the clear running water, blowing to greatness the trees on the hill. Blow, blow, blow till I be but breath of the Spirit flowing in me.
Hello, welcome to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Jason Hummel. He is the principal actor of Diego, the Call of Guadalupe musical. Welcome, Jason.
Hi, Geraldine. How are
Yeah,
you?
congratulations for having a major role in the Call of Guadalupe musical.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Means a lot to me. Yeah.
Yes. So we can know a little bit about your background to how you end up being the principal actor. Do you come from a big family?
Yes. So I've got my mum and dad. I got two older sisters, one twin brother, and three nieces and one nephew. And I have two children.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Wow. And I also hear you have an indigenous background.
Yes. So my Aboriginal heritage, our tribe is Gunditjmara. So how we are connected is my dad is Aboriginal, and his mum. So my grandmother is Aboriginal.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. How does it feel different? Like knowing that?
It's somewhat humbling, to have a connection to Australia's heritage and cultural background. Yeah.
That's great. And you have had faith since you were a child.
Yes, that's correct. So my mum would load us all into the van and take us all to church, and we'd all have to be sitting up the front. And but my dad was part of the music ministry at St Agatha's in Cranbourne, along with another man named John Dyker and another man named Eric. And I looked up to them for my music influence, and I wanted to be just like my dad and play at church, and that's how my faith journey began.
Yes, so music played a big part in you coming closer to God.
It certainly did. So my dad and my mum took me to music lessons to learn guitar, and after a couple of years I started self-teaching myself different songs, and my first song that I ever learnt was Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. And worship was a big thing for me and my dad to connect in music. So yeah, that's
fantastic that you could play together in a band.
So we played together at home, we played together in a sort of like a young adults group, although I was 11 playing with my dad. But now I'm part of a band called Lifted.
Oh, fantastic.
And we play everywhere, like through the CCR in Melbourne. And the band members is John Dyker, who I've known since I was 5 years old. Mark Scarf is the other one, who I met through the Call of Guadalupe. He was a sound tech.
Yes.
And I was just playing guitar backstage, and he couldn't believe some of the songs that I was playing.
Wow.
And that's how I got to know Mark and then myself. So we've got 3 studio albums, and featuring Father Rob Galea and Daniel Hagen. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And does playing music lead you closer to God in a sense of feeling God's love? Or?
Yeah, it certainly does. Music is quite up there with me in terms of my relationship with Jesus. I could be having a really hard day or a hard week, and I just close my door, play my guitar, start worshipping, and I can really feel a change in the atmosphere, So yeah.
Yes, because it sort of comes from the Bible, isn't it? When you put on a garment of praise and take off the spirit of heaviness.
Yeah, that's
So
correct.
as you're praising God, you're actually lifting your spirits up, and God's lifting you up.
That's
and,
correct.
And you change your attitude, isn't it? Through singing
Yeah.
too.
One of the songs that really inspires me is an older song called "The Potter's Hand." Lead me, guide me, mould me. I'm His. And I pray that the Lord can use me in that field of music to lead others to Him. So,
Yeah, well, you definitely lead others because, a lot of young people your age might be just, busy pursuing only their ambitions, but you're actually open to serve God through theatre and music.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So, it's very powerful music.
Yes, yes. And you were sharing about an experience that you had when you were at a conference, and one lady came up to you.
Yeah, so I was having a really, really tough time. I'm divorced, and I'm a full-time dad to my 2 children, and I was having a difficult time adjusting, and COVID was in swing, and I felt a bit alone, and I started singing this song, "I Speak Jesus." And I was speaking Jesus into my family, into my home, into every situation. And I was playing electric guitar at a conference, and someone said, "If you need prayer, come and get some prayer." So I went and got some prayer, and this lady said, "I feel like you've been singing this song, 'I Speak Jesus.' He just wants you to know that He's listening." And that was it for me. Like, that reminded me of how powerful God's love is. I was wrecked for 45 minutes. I could not get back up and play.
You felt really God's presence.
Yeah, and reminded that He loves me. Yeah.
On that note, we'll go for a break.
Yeah, no worries.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us, and we'll be back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Jason Hummel. He's an actor in Call of Guadalupe musical. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Geraldine.
Yeah, again, congratulations for having the major role in the musical.
Thank you, I appreciate
And
that.
you were saying that music's been a real inspiration for you, and
It has.
and it's helped you get closer to God.
Yes, it has.
Yes, and what about the sense of community and your family? Has that affected the being in the musical?
Being in the musical? No, so when I first came to the musical, I was acting in the Melbourne Passion Play, and the year that your dad, yourself and Father David Lemuelu came across to direct the Passion Play, my dad and myself and my older sister Sarah came across and acted in the Call of Guadalupe, and since then it's the community, like so many people that you can look up to, like straight away, David Lemuelu, Joey Braganza, Vance. There's a lot of people that have been a positive impact in my life, yourself, and your dad. I remember him saying when I was a young boy, one day you'll be Diego.
Fantastic.
And through the Call of Guadalupe, through David's the way he portrayed Diego, it made me realise that, you know, this Diego is this saint. I haven't heard of this saint before, and I learnt so much. And he's Diego. Saint Juan Diego is my confirmation name because of this play.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell the audience a little bit about what the musical's about.
Yeah.
And who Diego is.
And who Diego is. So Diego is a Mexican man that when the conquistadors, the Spanish conquistadors, came over to stop the slaughtering of innocent victims, Diego chose to follow the way of the cross, the way of Jesus. And you know, he had a small family. He loses his wife, and he's dealing with grief, emotions, possibly frustration, and he's just an advocate for everything that I believe in, with life and the way you go about it. You know, yeah, it's very, very positive. Like role
models.
Yeah, role model. Yeah.
I remember back actually that time when you were in the Passion Play and how little you were. Were you 10 years old or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And now you've got your own children.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So 27 this year in October, and my two kids, Lucy and Elijah. Lucy is 6 and Elijah's 4.
Fantastic.
They're both going to be in the play as well.
Wow.
Acting alongside me when I sing Mexico, you know.
That's
I'm going to be so proud, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like the Father's love as well, like Jesus' love, you know. I love my kids unconditionally, and it reminds me of how God loves us unconditionally, you know.
Wow.
There's a line in the play that where Diego speaks to his uncle as saying, you know, God loves me, God loves you, and God loves everybody. And I really believe that, you know.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can sense it in your heart. You're very sincere about it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just an emotional time for me. Especially, you know, when I get to portray my saint name, you know.
Yes.
Portrayal? No,
yeah, portrayal in your in acting, and also you have your children acting beside you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm just so looking forward to it.
And your mum and dad are also going to perform in it.
Yeah, so my mum and dad are going to be there helping with the 2 kids.
So it's like 3 generations.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so your enthusiasm, I know being a director of a musical, your enthusiasm and your support just keeps us going, so thank you.
Thanks, Geraldine, I appreciate that. Yeah.
And with your faith in God, is it the Catholic faith, or what kind of, or Protestant, or
so
you have different denominations?
It's the Catholic faith. So I was baptised a Catholic, I was confirmed a Catholic. However, I do enjoy going to the Christian church. I do play worship nights to the Christian church, and I also have played in the One Worship Band, which is the Catholic band in Melbourne, and
it's great. You're interdenominational.
Yeah, and
like
and that's what's a good thing about my band Lifted, is that, you know, we're not just Catholic, we're not just Christian. You know, we're bridging that gap. Yeah.
Yes, different denominations.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're involved in Fire Church and.
Yeah, so I've been involved with Fire Church, Greenhouse Worship, so Greenhouse Church.
Great.
And Saint Benedict's in Burwood, Saint Agatha's in Cranbourne. I also played alongside Father David Lemuel alongside at masses. So yeah.
Yeah, and you compose your own music too.
I have quite a long time ago. It's called Untouchable. So it's 5 songs the song Untouchable is based on the Passion of the Christ movie. And yeah, it's a nice little EP.
Yeah, I certainly love the song. I think the lyrics are good and the tune is good. You're a talented person.
Yeah, and my music teacher at the time was Jen Bryan, who's now a very big, I'd say very big influencer in the Catholic community. And she was also a part of the Call of Guadalupe as well.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
yeah.
We might go for a break now.
No worries.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us and we'll be back after the break.
Blow till I feel the breath of the Spirit blowing in me. Blow, blow, blow till I feel the breath of the Spirit blowing in me.
Welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Jason Hummel. He's an actor in the musical Call of Guadalupe. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Geraldine.
And I hear not only are you acting, you're actually assisting with directing too.
Ah, yes. I forgot to mention that, Geraldine. Thank you. So I'm assisting directing under you, and I'm also assisting directing with Vance from Chelsea, St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
And it's a really tight group, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone.
Yes, and it's fantastic because not only are you acting, you're assisting with bringing this vision.
Yeah, and I suppose I hold it close to my heart. This play, it got me through some of the hardest times. Having to leave school from a young age, and not really having many friends. I only have ever had the one or two friends, and this play's really helped me come out of my shell. And I just can't believe that. Like, I'm honoured to be able to help direct this play.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And at your mid-20s, you're helping with directing. I probably only started directing when I was in my late 40s, so you did well.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Early 40s. But also it's great that you get to act with your children, so you'll be teaching them a bit of drama too.
Yeah, I don't think I need to teach them anything. They're pretty they're pretty drum-filled kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what other benefits do you see in being involved in a theatre group?
Well, it's about community. It's about relationship. You always kind of feel a little bit sad when it's finished. Because you grow so close to people, and sometimes the people you grow close to, you stay in touch with them. We've had people that have got married before. That they've met someone here, and it's just a real community type.
Real bond, isn't it?
Yeah, bond. Yeah. Yeah,
because you've been a close friend of my family for what now, 16 years or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, and also my mum went to school with you, so
yeah, it's quite amazing.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
So yeah.
Yeah, and besides that, do you find that your parish is supportive of you or the church?
Well, yeah. Like, so where I play Greenhouse Worship, they back me 110%.
Fantastic.
I've got their support, and and they're just lovely people, But yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. And what other aspects of theatre besides, if people are not into acting, is there any other areas they can be involved in?
Yeah, so they can be involved backstage. So putting on and taking off the props. If they're sound-minded, sound tech-minded, they could do the sound, microphone help, even the possibility of dialoguing from side of stage if someone forgets their lines. And just being part of this community. Yeah.
And there's I hear that there's a bit of a story behind the song "Make Us a Miracle."
Yeah. story behind Make Us a Miracle.
Yeah, you know, with the picture.
Yeah, so Our Lady of Guadalupe, who after Diego drops the flowers, her image goes onto his tilma, and his tilma is lifted up for everyone to see. And you know, when we sing that song, Manuel gets shot in the eye. In the eye with an arrow, and we're praying to God to make us a miracle, but also, like, not only are you praying for God to make a miracle for Manuel to come back to life, but you're praying into situations in your life, you know, that you're struggling with. You know, you might have someone that's very sick that you're praying for, you know. You might want to pray for someone you haven't forgiven, you know. And you really dedicate that song to those people, and you can just feel the presence of God in that song.
It's true. Because I remember one lady had tumours, and through singing that song, her tumours went away. And also a principal of a school, he had a lung disease, and when they sang that song and he was praying, his lungs got healed, and he was back to teaching again. It's
so good, and that's what can happen, you know. And I really believe that, and we've seen it, you know. So and we've heard it, and we continue to believe it.
Yeah. So I think the beauty about the miracle, the musical, is not only on stage that people are acting, but people in the audience actually receiving healings and miracles, and the cast are receiving healing and miracles too. And in the show, there's a healing and miracle of Manuel coming back to life, isn't it?
And that's correct. And you know, like I've been in the play before, where in this play, and you look out and you see people crying, and that's when you know you've hit them in a spot where you know Jesus can work, you know, and you can go to work in that person, you know. And I pray and I hope that I'm able to do that as well as Diego, and people can relate and be a relatable character, and
there's a lot of joy in it too, isn't it?
Yeah.
If people want to be involved, how would they get in contact with you all?
Yeah, so you just go to www.cogtheatre.org, and you can contact Geraldine Lee, the Cog Theatre Company, and you know, we're looking for backstage crew, we're looking for chorus people, we're looking for anything that you feel that you can contribute in any way. To get in contact,
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic having you on the show, and I'd like to have you back to talk more to us.
Yeah, for sure, no problem.
Yep. So I wish you all the best for the week, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Goodbye, and God bless you.
Bring it to birth and blow where you will. Blow. Spirit, Lord.